and digging out of the walls, but the soil is sandy and the shelves keep collapsing. That means his boots are wet. Plus his cigarettes are wet. Plus he broke the bridge on his molars the first night out while chewing up one of the lollipops he'd brought along for energy. It drives him crazy how the bridge lifts and grates when he pushes it with his tongue. But last night he lost his willpower and couldn't keep his tongue away from it. When he thinks of the other company, the one they're supposed to ambush, Miller sees a column of dry, well-fed men marching farther and farther away from the hole where he stands waiting for them. He sees them moving easily under light packs. He sees them stopping for a smoke break, stretching out under the trees on fragrant beds of pine needles, the murmur of their voices growing more and more faint as one by one they drift into sleep. It's the truth, by God. Miller knows it like he knows he's going to catch a cold, because that's his luck. If he was in the other company, they'd be the ones standing in holes. Miller's tongue does something to the bridge, and a thrill of pain shoots through him. He snaps up straight, eyes burning, teeth clenched against the yell in his throat. He fights it back and glares around him at the other men. The few he can see look stunned and ashen-faced. Of the rest, he can make out only their poncho hoods sticking out of the ground like bullet-shaped rocks. At this moment, his mind swept clean by pain, Miller can hear the tapping of raindrops on his own poncho. Then he hears the pitchy whine of an engine. A jeep is splashing along the road, slipping from side to side and throwing up thick gouts of mud behind it. The jeep itself is caked with mud. It skids to a stop in front of Bravo Company's position, and the horn beeps twice. Miller glances around to see what the others are doing. Nobody has moved. They're all just standing in their holes. The horn beeps again. A short figure in a poncho emerges from a clump of trees farther up the road. Miller can tell it's the first sergeant by how little he is. So little the poncho hangs almost to his ankles. The first sergeant walks slowly toward the jeep, big blobs of mud all around his boots. When he gets to the jeep, he leans his head inside. A moment later, he pulls it out. He looks down the road. He kicks pensively at one of the tires, then looks up and shouts Miller's name. Miller keeps watching him. Not until the first sergeant hollers his name again does Miller begin the hard work of hoisting himself out of the foxhole. The other men turn their blanched, weary faces up at him as he trudges past their holes. "Come here, boy."